Hey everybody, welcome to the Gootscast for Tuesday, the 19th of May. I am here with Andrew Lee. It's my mom's birthday. She would have been 80, but she's dead. What?
Happy birthday to Ray's dead mom.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's not longer with us. But Andrew, how are you?
Good. I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Fuck you. And I slept all day, and then I got up to watch some of this awful wrestling that we had tonight. But let's get into it. So tonight was the debut. We're gonna start with this. It was the debut of NWA Carnyland. They wouldn't tell us what it was. I kind of had an idea what it was, and I was pretty much right. What did you think before we get into it? What did you think of Carnyland?
It was not what I thought it was gonna be.
It is awful.
In some ways, it's pretty good. In some ways, it's pretty bad.
Well, I like the Aldous story type segment. I could deal without all the stock footage. I would just rather look at a still photo of Nick Aldis while he tells that story.
You want to go into it?
Why don't you go segment by segment? I'll tell you what I thought.
Okay. First off, it starts off with a really, really good Eddie Kingston promo.
Yeah, that promo was really good.
Yeah. Eddie Kingston, by the way, he does good promos on a regular, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, though, was like shot from his phone. He's at home, and he's just talking about how the whole situation we're all in, but, this is like our livelihoods. We do this not for money. We do this because we love it and stuff. So we could live forever,
Yeah.
This is our legacy. And it was really nice. A good promo. Not that long. Definitely worth checking out.
This was the best part of the show.
But this was not part of Carnyland. This was just something they put on before Carnyland.
I know, but it was still but if you click on the Carnyland link on YouTube, this comes on. This was the only good thing about that. I mean, no, there was some other good stuff, but this was the best thing by far.
This was the best thing. Absolutely.
He should. I don't know why WWE doesn't just make that guy the manager. Like he should be the he should be the mouthpiece for Zelina Vega's group or something. He's so good.
What's so funny? A lot of these wrestling companies, they all have a guy like this. You know that? Where they have a guy who's past his prime, who's really good.
He looks like Cisco from LOL.
On the mic. Looks like Cisco, yes, but can't really wrestle that well.
I wouldn't have him wrestle. I would have him be like an MVP guy.
If you watch MLW, they have this guy named what's his name?
Conan?
No, he's a part of Contra, the Contra unit. It's Joseph Samael.
Okay.
Looks like a miniature version of Eddie Kingston. Cuts great promos, but he doesn't really wrestle as much anymore. And when he does, you're like, you don't really want to watch this guy wrestle. He pulls out a fork and stabs you with the fork. It's like, but he cuts good promos. So like, and if you look at like, I guess like in any of the small promotions, they have like a guy like this, where it's like the old timer guy who can cut good promos, but can't really wrestle that well, Eddie Kingston's a brawler. He's like the brawler type wrestler. That's not what I'm into,
Yeah, but he's a hell of a promo.
Hell of a promo, yeah. So after this, we get straight into Carnyland. They don't really explain what Carnyland is. I still don't really know what it is.
It's just a bunch of sketches. It's like TNT.
Yeah, I guess
it's like a lot of insider sketches. It's like humor for like if you're like super inside. It's like super insider sketches, like super duper.
It is sketches, but they also keep like referring to Carnyland like it's a real place, and like they say you could become a citizen of Carnyland and stuff. All this cheesy shit. Joe Galley, by the way, he's on like a little pop-up bubble. And he's talking, and Stu Bennett, formerly known as Wade Barrett, he's not there, so he does like
the narration.
You only hear his voice, and his voice is like a circle that's, like every time he talks, it like shows you the length of his volume, which I actually like that. They do this cheesy crap where, Joe Galley disappears and stuff. And then the first segment we see from Carnyland is they call it the True Stories of Carnyland. And it's basically Nick Aldis telling a road story of how he did an indie show, and the promoter told him he was going to get a motel room, but really lied and put it under like didn't pay for it, and Nick Aldis like, like was scammed into like pretending he paid for a room, but really like Nick Aldis was going to get charged for this room.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was telling the story, they did like
These graphics,
these
like, but they were like
graphics,
stock photos and stuff.
stock photo graphics. I like this concept where
I liked his story. He was a good storyteller, but I didn't need all these cheesy graphics. I thought it took away from it.
I like this concept of where you take road stories, right? Like horrible, road stories from being a wrestler, and then you tell it. But there's two things I would have done differently. First, I would have told a better story. This story really
I thought
went
it's going to have a crazy ending. It's like the guy that paid for the hotel room, but I was like, hey, dude, sorry, I'm already like 30 miles away. Goodbye.
And then he like lies. He goes like, oh, no, I hear cops behind me, and I get arrested, and I get there. Oh, that part was a lie. I was like, then don't fucking say that part. Yeah. It's simple. Don't do that part.
I mean, I still like this. I thought this was all it was going to be, and it went down. This show went downhill from there.
If Carnyland was all just these kind of stories of like the traveling on the road and all the crazy stuff you get into, I would like it. But another thing I would do is I wouldn't do these stock photo things either. I would do. You know what you could do? You could do like, I don't know.
I would have just liked the guy to have his phone and talking to his phone. I don't really need
or animation. Draw the whole thing.
Okay, that's gonna take too long if I do this every week.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So, but anyway,
they're bleeding money off this stupid show. I doubt they could do that.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was. It was called True Stories of Carnyland, which is like road story segments. And then we go to our second segment, which is called Carney College. And today's lesson was Cliche Promo 101 done by Allison Kay, formerly known as Sienna from Impact Wrestling. And she basically cuts typical heel promo, but she describes what she's doing as she's cutting the promo. She's like, and now I'm going to talk real low because I don't remember what I said. Then I'm going to get real loud because that's what I was taught to do to grab people's attention. I didn't like this.
I hated it.
You hated it? What did you like about it?
I got the intent. She didn't have the comedic timing to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit too insider. I thought she was kind of shitting on Jake the Snake with that talk low, because Jake the Snake always tells people to talk low.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. She's never cut a good promo anyway. For her to be shitting on promos.
That's another thing too. If you're gonna have somebody do this shit on cliche promos, you should pick somebody.
Yeah, she's like shitting promos. She's like shitting on people's promos, and she's never cut a good promo. So it's she's like kind of shitting. She's kind of like shitting on Jake the Snake, and it's like he literally can cut a better promo than you, like when he's passed out drunk.
Yeah,
and you like I don't know. I get the intention, and I like the idea. And somebody else, like maybe CM Punk could have made, or The Rock could have made this work, but she's not either one. Even Becky Lynch could have made this work.
Yeah, but if they had, let's say, none of those people work in NWA. Yeah. If I was doing this.
Okay. What's his name? Ethan Carter. Not Ethan Carter. What's his name?
Eli Drake.
Eli Drake. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. Or Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston doing it. But he probably thought it was stupid when he told him.
But two guys who know how to do promos, I would have put them in. Yeah. Next week, by the way, Carney College is gonna go. The lesson will be Go Away Heat. So.
Yeah, this is what this whole show is. Go Away Heat.
Also going to be done by Sienna because Allison Kay, because she knows Go Away.
She's a wrestling expert. Okay.
The third segment was Eli Drake doing the Eli Drake show. This was nothing. This was absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they like, it's the Eli Drake show. Then he goes, "Thank you for coming to the Eli Drake show." And you realize later it's going to be a weekly. So now there's going to be shows on the NWA channel every day. Yeah. Tomorrow's NWA Insider. The only one we'll review on here is Carnyland. I'm not watching any of these other things. But like, he didn't say that. He didn't say like, "Oh, on Thursdays I'll have the Eli Drake show." He didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell this was, dude.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is the Eli Drake show." He has a keyboard. And then he just leaves, and I was like, "What? This is done." I was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
This is so God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you had Tim Storm's history lessons, and he's talking about Brett, because Tim Storm, by the way, if you guys don't know, he's an actual school teacher, and he does wrestling on the side.
And everything he said was true, which is why some of it was crazy.
Yeah, I actually like this segment.
I like the segment too.
Yeah. He is talking about Ben Franklin. The first thing he does, he talks about all of Ben Franklin's accomplishments, like
Mm-hmm.
fighting the Declaration of Independence, all this other stuff he did. But then he starts telling all the dark, seedy stuff of Ben Franklin, like, writing books about farts, just exposing himself in front of people, possibly fathering lots of illegitimate children. I liked everything about this until he goes, he's the founder of Carnyland. And I was like, I don't
I
think,
guarantee you, he handed this in, and Billy Corgan was like, "You need to say Carnyland. You need to
yeah,
get that
yeah.
in there." And he was probably
Because
like, "Okay."
I don't understand. So what are you telling me, that Carnyland is filled with like asshole people? Is that what you're trying to tell
I
me?
think they're trying to say like the wrestling Carnyland is like the wrestling business it's filled with con men and stuff. But the funniest thing about this is that they're also basically con men. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like you guys are also con men. Like, I don't trust most wrestlers. I think most wrestlers are full
No.
of it. I don't. I by the way, I'm going to say this. I don't mean to interrupt. Today on the Dark Side of the Ring, Owen's children said he'll never be in the Hall of Fame. I can guarantee you he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Every time somebody says he's never going to be in the Hall, I'm never going to do that. Vince McMahon somehow winds up getting him to do it. So I will tell you right here now. Everyone's like, "Well, I'm making peace with that." He is going. Not only is he going to be in the Hall of Fame, he's going to have a fucking wing, and his fucking kid will be standing there with their own heart shirt. I'll just tell you that much.
I wouldn't be surprised if
I heard the kid's like his son is very definitive, but I feel like the more definitive you are that you want nothing to do with Vince McMahon finds a way to get you to blow him.
here's the thing. Everybody has a price.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth. That's why that catchphrase works so well, because it's the honest truth.
And
I would not be surprised if Owen, in the next 15 years, somewhere in the next 15 years, Owen Hart's not only in the Hall of Fame, but he's the headliner in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I'll tell you from my personal experience is that, they're still young. I think so. He's like 28 and the daughter's like 23, right?
Mm-hmm.
Owen's kids, and they probably had their mom say fuck wrestling their entire life. I'll tell you from my perspective is that, like, when I was in my 20s, I really had no interest in me and my family in California. My dad didn't talk much about them. Now that I met them, I'm like, I really regret the fact I didn't have all those years with them. Owen's kids are eventually, especially when Martha dies, they're going to get curious about their Uncle Brett and everything. And then when they meet Brett, and when they meet, like, they meet some of the other, like, their other uncles and their kids and stuff, they're going to realize, like, oh, I missed out on all these years because of what happened. And, and it's valid to be mad at Vince McMahon. It's valid. But,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of cut off Brett. And then I think then when they get into their 40s, they're going to be like, why did we – like, I get that it was Vince McMahon's fault, and I get that. But, like, also, like, I kind of feel like they're very – this is going to sound weird. You can't be selfish with your grief. And what I mean by that is, like, my dad was my dad, right? You get what I'm saying? My dad was my dad.
Yeah.
But he meant something to his brother. He meant something to his sister. He meant something to his mother. And that's a different thing than what he meant to me. So, like, I get that Owen was your husband, but if Stu Hart and Bret Hart and Helen Hart were like, look, Vince McMahon fucked up, but whatever, we kind of want to put it behind us. I think you also have to put that into consideration, because he means something to them as well. And they need to process their grief in a certain way. And you can't be selfish about your grief. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the reason why I think Owen Hart will eventually go into the Hall of Fame.
Because everybody gives in to him.
Well, everybody goes in there, and number two, Junior is going to die eventually, right? And when he dies,
and
which
Martha
is sooner than we think, when he dies, I think the company will be it'll be different. It's going to become different, and it's going to become to the point where the guy who is responsible for Owen's death, who is Vince McMahon Jr., he is responsible for his death. He's no longer there, and it's going to be different, and I think that's why. That's what I think.
Yeah. But I think Triple H or even Bret Hart will get these kids to change their tone. The fact that they even did Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, when Junior dies,
Hmm.
Martha, his wife, his widow, might be like, yeah, let's put him in. You know?
Well, they're saying never, but when you say never to Vince and his circle, that is when they have you. I'm telling you that the fact that I'm telling you, everyone here is like, and I haven't seen this, and maybe like, his son takes a dump on Vince McMahon's picture, and you know what I mean? And it's like, but the harder somebody says no to that company, the sooner they will be in their arms. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll see. I don't know. Vince is also never going to go to heaven. So there we have
He'll
that.
buy
Anyway,
his way
this
into
has
that
nothing to
too.
do with NWA
I know.
Carnyland.
I just need to interrupt.
Yeah,
I had to say that. I had to get that out.
yeah. So after, by the way, this was a good segment, the Tim Storm history lesson. I
Yeah, it
actually
was.
wouldn't
Okay, so
mind
let's
seeing
move
this
on.
every week. It's not really wrestling, but it's a wrestler.
Well,
telling
none of this
something.
shit is wrestling. This is just
Yeah,
stupid bullshit. I'd rather somebody tell. Let me tell you. I'd rather somebody tell me about Benjamin Franklin than fucking do all this insider, corny, fucking wrestling humor that makes people laugh at a Waffle House at 2 a.m. And I could give two shits about.
yeah. So next segment we have is David Marquez, who is the ringside interviewer. He does a segment called Carney Translator,
Oh, this was
which
fucking awful.
I fucking hated. This was
This was
stupid.
fucking awful. This was just. Oof,
He was like, when a wrestler tells you, I'll be there on time, he really means that he's gonna be running late. You know where else?
no, he's having
Everybody.
drinks with the marks at the
Yeah,
bar.
yeah, but basically saying he's gonna be late, right? You know
Hmm.
who else will say it that way and mean that? Everybody fucking else in this world.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm meeting somebody and they tell me they're gonna be on time, there's a very good chance they're lying and they're not gonna be
Hmm.
there on time. A lot of my friends do that. None of them are
Yeah.
wrestlers. So this was
Yeah.
pointless. This was a pointless segment.
This was stupid. He wasn't funny. He was just weird looking.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
And the next one after this was In These Uncertain Times with Josephus. This was also a waste of time.
This was awful. This was the pits. Another segment that was the fucking pits.
But Josephus is great as the question mark. I don't know if you've been watching NWA Power, but the question mark is so freaking good. And
Okay, well
he's the
I
question mark.
haven't seen him. I remember I just started watching last week.
Yeah. NWA Power is like 20 episodes. Everyone should go back and watch them, and you'll understand why question mark is so good. Then the next one after this is just Nick Aldis talking about a new show he's gonna do. It's called What's Causing All This,
Oh
and
god.
which is one of his catchphrases from when he was in the NWA. And he's gonna be talking with other wrestlers about shitty gimmicks they had. But while he's talking about his new show, he's shitting on everybody else who does podcasts. Like
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, it's not gonna be all. So how'd you get in this business? Oh, according to your Wikipedia page." I'm like, okay, so you're shitting on everybody who's giving you a platform to be interviewed. Okay, how about you just don't do any of these fucking interviews anymore? Stay in the
Yeah.
dark. Stay in the dark, bro. You don't need
Yeah.
to.
Nobody cares about you. He's like, but yeah, it was like very arrogant.
Yeah.
Also, I just feel the name is just such a Ric Flair ripoff. I get it. That's his last name. All this. It's causing all this, but
Uh-huh.
that's Ric Flair's catchphrase.
Yeah. What do you call it? Next one was Mangrovia Unmasked.
Oh,
Which,
this was awful. Let me tell you something. I maybe he's good as a wrestler now, Aaron Stevens, but this just confirmed why WWE did not want to push him. This was so unfunny and so badly done. This was just awful.
I like this.
I hated it. Are you kidding me?
You know
This
what?
was not. What was good about it? It was not funny.
If it's about the question mark, and it's the whole reason why the question mark is so good is because it's so shitty. Like that's the best way to explain it.
Okay, well, this
It's
was not
supposed to
good.
be. It's supposed to be like really like the question mark. By the way, is Josephus in a mask,
Mhm.
right? He is supposed to be a karate master, right? But he's completely out of shape. You can clearly see he's out of shape. He's wearing the worst wrestling gear, and you know it's bad. And it's like it's just supposed to be bad, but they're trying to like act like it's good. And that's why it's so funny, and that's the whole point of the question mark. It's so fucking bad, that it's funny. And this this was bad. This whole thing with Monrovia was fucking stupid. It was bad, but that's the whole point of what the question mark is supposed to be.
Here's my
He's from
point.
this country called Monrovia. It's stupid. It's like nobody knows where it is. It's not a real country and stuff. That's why it's funny.
Here's my point. I don't think it was funny or interesting, and I think that Vince McMahon was right about Damien Sandow, and he should commit suicide. I just thought this was awful. This was one of the worst things I've seen. Let me tell you something. Every now and then, and it's coming up in Impact, that they have all these wrestlers don't need writers. Just let the wrestlers be themselves. They don't need writers. They can just do it themselves. Then you see shit like this. You're like, no, this fucking guy needs a writer. Okay, this fucking guy needs a really funny comedian to write his shit, because this shit is fucking awful. So maybe not all guys need writers. Some guys need writers. Okay.
If you follow NWA Power, you would have liked it. If you're not, it's very inside. So if you're not into the NWA Power,
I think if I was an immortal vampire and I've seen every single thing NWA's put out since the 1910, I would still hate this. But that's
well, I take the Pepsi challenge. Watch. I dare you. I dare you.
I'm watching enough wrestling for this stupid fucking thing that we're doing as is. I gotta go watch 4 hours of AWA or AEW and NXT tomorrow.
Watch NWA Power.
Awful.
And then get into the question mark.
You get into the question mark. Anyway, what's next on this?
The last one was Entice Zicky Dice, and
this was just the pits too.
He had Fiona.
This stuff's not funny.
Who is Fiona?
She's like a podcast girl that like people on Twitter like are in love with her. So I look at the YouTube chat. Like she's either a podcast girl, she writes for a wrestling website. I don't know. This is like so insider. This is like, I don't know how I'm a virgin, because I'm not a virgin. I had sex now a few times. I was just so used to that. But I don't know why it took me so long. These people are so like, you have to be so into just weird, shitty wrestling. Like every now and then people like, oh, Ray's really into wrestling, and then I like when the guy. Did you see one of the wrestling writers died yesterday? Larry Szysowski.
Gaspar?
No, Larry Szysowski. He was a recapper. He would recap.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this guy. So I'm like, all right, how deep into wrestling do you have to be sometimes to get some of this humor? Like this girl, I don't know what she does. She hosts a podcast, or she does something that like these wrestling nerds who have no life. Look, the only reason why we're watching wrestling this much is because there's a virus and our careers are over. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, I was already watching this.
I was watching.
So,
all right. So listen, this thing is awful. I'm gonna watch it every week though, because why not? But it's really an embarrassment. And I think this is going to do more harm. Somebody on Reddit was like, these guys should get a TV. Like, you should get it. Well, I don't know why these guys don't have a TV deal. No network is going to sign these guys.
I know why they don't have a TV deal.
Yeah, with this embarrassment that they put on today. They would have been better just having people tell stories on their iPhones and showing old matches. That's what they would have been better doing.
Here's the thing, okay? We have been talking about how during this pandemic, people should not be wrestling. They should be doing other things, right?
Yeah. This is
and
not the
I will give them credit that they're trying something completely different, where they don't have to wrestle in the ring. So you got to give them credit for that.
Well, I do think if Billy Corrigan had a hookup in Florida, he would have filmed some theory of this shit.
Yeah. So they are trying something different. It's very different. It's very original. So I'll give them that. Some parts, some segments I did like the true stories of Carnyland and the
Ben Franklin
free lesson and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this is like Southpaw regional wrestling that's on WWE Network.
But like worse.
Well, my point is, at the end of the day, it's not wrestling, right? And I don't really want to watch it. I only want to watch one episode, and I don't need to watch it again.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna recap this every week.
I guess, but dude,
you got to endure it. No, this is.
I know.
We're in this. We are in this until comedy returns.
You know why? It's funny, but like the joke gets old.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It does. Yeah, because you know what it is. It's very like inside baseball, but like it's very like the humor in the locker room and the humor of the road. It would be like if we just did a show all about Ryan DeCarlos and then like put it on, and like it would just be like No one would get
That's like Southpaw wrestling. It's like
it.
when you first watch it, it's hilarious. It's all
Mhm.
inside jokes. You watch a second episode and realize the same fucking joke. You're just like, I don't need to watch this again.
Yeah, wrestlers. I feel
That's
like Bruce Pritchard. Like the reason why Something to Wrestle works is because Bruce Pritchard tells these stories in an entertaining way, and these guys are not entertaining. They're trying to carry them. They're not. Like like Nick Aldis can't. He doesn't tell the story. He doesn't know how to tell us a good story. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I hope they all die.
Would you recommend people watch Carnyland?
No one should watch it. I don't even know why. I don't even know how did this be. I was gonna do a theater show in LA, and now I'm watching Carnyland and talking about it on YouTube.
I would say
stand up.
Watch one episode.
Well, it's 30 minutes.
30 minutes. It's not gonna kill you. Watch one episode.
It might if you have Corona. I think it'll just make it worse.
All right.
Okay. So let's go on to Impact. This actually was not as. This was actually better than Carnyland. So.
Only slightly. Only slightly. So Impact Wrestling, Josh Matthews, Madison Rain, worst commentary team in wrestling right now.
Horrible. I don't even know how they're married.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe that. You're the one who told me this. I didn't even know this. I was like, what?
He talks over her every fucking 3 seconds. Too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, but she doesn't contribute anything.
I know, but still, he just will talk over her.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's producing them. I think they're watching this on a videotape at home, and they're doing it into their setup, and then they're just mailing the MP3 to Impact. Because if they had a producer, it'd be like, can you guys stop talking over each other?
Probably. They did show them like sitting in a booth.
I think they set that up at their house.
Totally be at home. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we go straight into a wrestling match. This is for the number 1 contender for the Impact Championship belt. Ace Austin versus Rhino. Watching this match, you're just like, wow, Rhino is so much bigger than Ace Austin. Yeah. I didn't realize how small Ace Austin was. There's this point where Rhino hits him with like not a full gore, and Josh Matthews calls it a mini gore, and I was like, he hit him with the mini gore. You know that a regular gore follows. I'm like, what? A mini gore? They bring a chair into the ring. Ref throws it out, but while he's throwing it out, Ace Austin, by the way, his gimmick is he's Gambit, from the X-Men. Mm-hmm. So he has like this magic stick and like a staff, and he pulled out the magic staff, hit him with it. Then he hit him with his running blockbuster, which is he calls the fold, his finishing move, and he wins. Ace Austin advances. What'd you think?
I liked this match. I liked it. I thought Ace Austin and Rhino had good chemistry. I liked the fact that Ace Austin went over not clean, but he went over in the middle of the ring. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I thought it was fine. It was way better than the tournament matches from last week. So it was good. Both guys are good workers.
That's a good point. It was better than the tournament matches from last week, but this match isn't like a crazy good match, but it's not a bad match.
I expected a bad match because I didn't think their styles would mesh, and then they worked well together. They put on a better match than I thought. I thought like he would look stupid selling for Ace Austin. Ace Austin looked stupid. I thought it wasn't going to mesh, and the fact that they had a passable match, I consider a win.
Yeah, it was passable. Mm-hmm. Then next up, we have a Moose interview where he mentions suicide because they had a match last week and suicide almost won, but Moose cheated to win. And I like this because basically this interview was used to set up a rematch for this week. Now, I hate it when you do the same fucking matches over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. Because usually when WWE does it, there's no rhyme or reason for why they're doing it.
They just do it to do it.
Yeah, just do it to do it. And this one, Josh Matthews is interviewing Moose, and he goes, he almost won. You had to like cheat to kind of win. And then Moose is like, I could beat him whenever. And he goes, then why don't you give him another match? And he was like, I'll give him a match tonight then. And I was like, that's perfect. This makes a lot of sense. So this was a good interview. What'd you think?
I loved it. I thought this was humor done right. Mm-hmm. I thought Moose is a guy that is very funny. He's not trying to be funny. He's just natural. He's natural. His delusion is really funny that he brought back this title that no longer is in play. I
Yeah.
like where they're going with this. This is actually funny. Like, this is
Yeah.
like something that's funny. This isn't like that awful Allison Kay thing. This is actually funny. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. By the way, I was watching Impact on Twitch, and during the commercial breaks, Melissa Santos was hosting it, and there was right after this, she was talking and she was on mute the whole time almost. So she's
wow.
just like talking, nobody can hear anything. It was really funny. But after this, we come back. Ace Austin is cutting a promo about how he wants to go after the main championship, the Impact Championship belt. Then they have a Tasha Steelz, who made her debut last week, and Kira Hogan in a backstage promo segment where they are both girls from the hood and they want to start a tag team called Heatwave. What'd you think?
It was so corny. Kira Hogan wasn't from the hood this whole time, right? She was like doing a regular. Why is she now like a thug?
She is now from the hood. Yeah, she just
this was
from
corny
the hood. All
and
from
bad.
the hood.
Bad. How awful.
It was, you know what? It was okay because they're gonna form a
No.
tag team called Heatwave. I was like, yeah,
I like Kira Hogan's character the way it was. Why are we turning her into a fucking stereotype?
Because she wasn't
wrestling
working.
is everybody's racist. That's why.
She wasn't working though.
You don't have to turn to a stereotype. Like if you had a character and it wasn't working, like I'm not gonna go, hey Andrew Lee, what if you dressed in a karate garb, went, oh hello, I'm gonna kick you, and then I have you eating bats on the ramp. Like what? Like come on, that's not the answer.
No, but like first off, how do you know this wasn't her idea? Right? That's number one. Okay. Right? Number two, I'm not saying it had to be this, but she needed a gimmick change. She was not working.
He did. I just don't think this was the right one.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Second match, Dave Chris versus Crazy Steve, recently signed back. They mentioned it that he signed back. While this match was happening, Joseph P. Ryan, formerly Joey Ryan, he's at the rampway taking notes. I don't know why. Did I miss something? A storyline?
No, they're not explaining it yet. He's just kind of lurking around.
By the way, Joey Ryan and Rob Van Dam many months ago, they got in trouble, right? Where their segment was so raunchy that I think they got kicked off Twitch. So they did this new gimmick where both RVD and Joey Ryan, they're now called cancel culture, where they're supposed to be like the new is it RTC from WWF like time ago?
Yeah.
So now he's not Joey Ryan, he's Joseph P. Ryan. And he dresses up like he wears glasses, he wears sweaters. Crazy Steve has a monkey doll now, and just a standard match. He wins with a diving DDT off the second rope. After Crazy Steve wins, Madman Fulton gets mad, and because he freaks out, he's like, yeah, we're always losing. So he quits OVE. So he's out. He attacks both Dave Chris and his brother. I don't even know what the other Chris' name is. I forget his name. But I don't like the Chris brothers. I'm not into that. What'd you think?
At least it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was a very short match. Jake and Dave Chris, I don't think they're that good. And I never liked OVE, and my man Fulton looks like he's finally gonna branch out and do his own thing. By the way, the rest of OVE, they're really, really small, and Madman Fulton's like a giant, so it kind of looked very weird, but now it's good. Then they're gonna need a new giant. After this, we have a Rosemary segment where she's flirting with Johnny Bravo, and she's also got a dog doll, and I was like, is everybody gonna have stuffed animals now? It's like, is this what they're gonna do? Everyone's gonna get a stuffed animal. Rosemary's at a bar and she's like flirting with Johnny Bravo. I don't like this kind of Rosemary.
I didn't like this either. I thought this stunk.
Yeah. She's been doing this for a while now, where she's like the drinking Rosemary, but she's still wearing all that face paint. I like that when she was like a dead girl, you know?
Yeah.
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 Um,
I didn't care for this. I could barely hear it. It was like weird. They were trying to. I hate that these wrestling shows are trying to pretend like the world is normal.
mm,
With the axe throwing contest and then this fucking bar scene where there's just two people at a bar but they're pretending that it's a real bar. It's I just play into the fact that the world is fucked. I think that would make better storylines.
yeah.
Yeah.
Match number 3, we got Triple XL, which is Ace Romero and Larry D for a combined weight of 801 pounds. They had to constantly mention 801 this whole time versus TJP and Falaba. I thought this was a great match. Falaba, no, this was fun. This was a fun match. No
I hate
beard
these
for Falaba.
fatzos.
I like, by the way, Triple XL, they're like natural disasters. You know, like natural disasters were like a big.
Oh, that's okay. That's an insult to natural disasters.
Like 2 big fat guys, and there was this one great moment where TJP, who by the way is the only small person in this match, everybody else is fat. He steps on AC Romero's back and he jumps onto Larry D and gives him like a tornado DDT. Did you like that?
Yeah, it was okay.
What's that? What you got, like a pizza box?
The dog ripped up the fucking floor. So
TJP wins with a Mamba Splash, which is just a frog splash off the top rope on Larry D for the win. I think he's Mamba Splash because he's a big Kobe Bryant fan. That's
Who?
the nickname. TJP.
Okay, he also doesn't think Corona's real. So.
Oh yeah, well, he's gonna. He doesn't really think that.
Yeah, he was fighting people on Twitter.
Okay.
You got to follow some of these idiots on Twitter. You're gonna be more like fuck this guy.
Yeah, but why would I want to do that? Why would I want to waste my time reading their stupid opinions?
You
know?
You can stop watching them wrestle.
Yeah. You know what? I like this match because it was like Falaba and TJP, they're actually coming along great as a tag team. They're getting pretty good. They're doing more tag team tandem moves. One guy's the fast, small guy. One guy's a big power guy. And it was fun watching big fat guys fight big fat guys, you know? What did you like about this?
I think those two fat guys are very, very unappealing. They need better gear. I didn't think they were that great a wrestler, so the match went too long. I like Falabao. I like TJP as workers. I don't like these two fat fucks. And I think to compare them to natural disasters, I think is an insult. You know, these guys, they natural disasters died for this country, and the way you're treating them is disrespectful. Sorry.
I don't think Tugboat is dead.
Oh. Well, he should be. Listen, Tugboat tried to die for this country, and the country's like, no, you can still live.
Yeah. All right, match number 4, we have Suicide versus Moose. Moose comes out with a great entrance. I like his music. I love that he's coming out with a robe, and you got a big moose sound in the back, and it looks like it's giving him wings. They're calling this the return match because rematch from last week. This was fun. I mean, all the matches on Impact are really long. Every single match is too long, right? All the matches are way too long.
I like this match though.
Yeah, it was better than last week's match, but it still wasn't like an amazing match. It was just like a standard match. I'm trying to figure out who Suicide is.
Some people, I think somebody on Twitter thought it was Ace Austin.
Here's why I don't think it's Ace Austin or Caleb Conley. He looks taller than them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, some people think it's Zachary Wentz, which it could be. I know it's someone with light skin because in the match his mask rolled up and you could see his neck.
Okay.
I don't know who it is, but he's all right. Whoever it is, he's pretty strong, but because he picked up Moose in a
then it can't be Ace Austin.
Yeah, he picked up. No, Ace Austin's really strong. You ever see his legs? He's got fucking thick fucking legs, man. I've seen Ace Austin do some power moves.
Okay.
Suicide picked up Moose in a fireman's carry, and then did the rollover carry roll, and then he did the side moonsault. But which I thought was really it looked really good because visually it looked good. Moose is a big dude and he could pick him up. Suicide goes up on top, tries to do a crossbody slash. Moose catches him, reverses it, goes for the cover, wins. Moose wins. It's not the greatest match, but it's not a bad match. There were no real bad matches tonight. It was just a match. It was all right. You liked it?
I liked it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. You're right. It went too long, but I liked it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. We got an Elgin promo. Elgin, his voice, not the way he talks. I'm not talking about the way he talks, but his voice, he sounds like Raven.
A little bit. His voice doesn't match the way he looks.
Yeah, it doesn't match the way he looks. Yeah. He gives a promo about how he's gonna be champion, whatever, yada yada yada. Johnny Swinger and Chris Bay in a backstage segment where, I think he said like afterwards we're gonna go to the landing strip. I was like, I love Johnny Swinger. He's just this is so weird. This leads right into the fifth match: Johnny Swinger versus Willie Mack for the X Division title. Willie Mack wins with a standing moonsault, and then afterwards Johnny Swinger attacks Willie Mack, and Chris Bay comes, and they both attack him, and then they both walk away like they're buddies. What'd you think?
I love Johnny Swinger, so I love this. It was good times.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Swinger is one of the MVP. Him and Moose are the MVPs of this fucking company right now. So
yeah, I would say right now, actually they do have a lot of good talent in this company, but during this quarantine, it's Moose and
MVP
Johnny Swinger, definitely.
I mean, I'm sorry, MVP Johnny Swinger. MVP though has been stepping up on Raw. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah. Then we had a North segment. Now, this was not a waste of time, I thought. This was them just sitting in the back office talking about how they got no more challengers because what's happening is the North, they're stuck in Canada. They're not allowed to come to America. So they're just stuck there because there's no travel ban. They're talking about how they have no challengers and enter Cody Deaner.
I guess he lives in
Yeah, Cody Deaner is Canadian, yeah. And his tag team partner, cousin Jake, is not there because he's now stuck in America. So what they said that next week they're going to challenge. He's going to challenge with a mystery partner against the North at the Deaner compound, which could be like the Hardy compound. It's probably going to be filmed like that. Kind of got me excited because I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do. What'd you think?
I hate Ethan Page. I think he's the most untalented. He's another guy that needs people to write for him. Cody Deaner, though, was good. So this was a step up from last week.
Do you not like Ethan Page because of his nostrils?
There's something about him that's annoying. And the other guy is good. What's the other guy's name?
Josh Alexander, the walking
He's
weapon.
good. He's got something. Yeah. This fucking guy. What I'm thinking, it's weird. The resistance. Fuck. How do I know their name?
North?
The Renaissance. What's the fuck is their name?
Ascension.
The Revival.
Revival.
The Renaissance. How did I just forget that? I had the fucking T-shirt. I got it at the NXT. Didn't we go to? No, I didn't go with you. Who did I go to NXT with? Who the fuck took me to NXT in the Garden?
Your mom.
No. My friend, my friend from high school. My mom was dead when NXT came to the Garden. You son of a bitch! It's your 80th birthday. So, the Revival has said that they want to fight. That they'd like to take on the North. I don't know why. I feel like they'll show up at Impact first before AEW. I'm more excited about the Revival versus the North and I don't like the North, than I am Young Bucks or Private Party or any of those teams. I just think that they would have a really good old school fun match.
You know what's good about Ethan Page is that Ethan Page and Josh Alexander complement each other very well because Josh Alexander is very good in the ring, but he's got like zero charisma, right? He's a no-nonsense guy. Ethan Page, they're a heel tag team. Yeah. He makes you hate them.
It would work better. It might work better if he toned it down a little bit. Again, these are guys that need to be directed. Not every wrestler can just make up their own shit on the spot.
Normally, when they're just wrestling, it's not like this. But this is just different. They're not wrestling. They're doing these sketches.
But I would like to see the Renaissance. That's just they changed the name to the Renaissance, the Revival
Revolt.
fight.
They're Revolt now.
The Revolt. What the fuck?
Yeah. They've got, by the way, the North's got a crazy good finishing move. Did you ever
Yeah,
see
no
their
doubt
finishing
it.
move?
But he
Oh,
shouldn't be talking that much, or he should tone down the facial expressions. Someone's got to. He needs a director. All right, let's
yeah.
go.
Josh Alexander, he holds the guy up in like, like an I would say like it's more like an Argentine backbreaker rack, like a burning hammer thing, right? And then he just throws the guy, flips the guy over onto Ethan Page, and Ethan Page just fucking like spine busters him down.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. But what do you think about they're gonna fight at the Diener compound?
I think that should be interesting if Diener is allowed to do some funny shit.
Because they're gonna be in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're doing this. They're in Canada.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to come to America. So who's available in Canada?
I guess Cody Diener. Oh, you mean the other wrestler?
That's it.
I don't know. I feel like there's somebody who recently was let go by WWE that can't leave Canada.
Sami Zayn. He doesn't live in Canada anymore.
Sami Zayn, no. Sami Zayn's still under contract. He wasn't let go. They're not going to let him go so he can go film a thing with Cody Diener. That's not going to be Sami Zayn's next move. I'll just go shoot stuff with Cody Diener. Yeah. I don't need WWE. I got Cody Diener money. We'll see. I bet it's going to be some corny old guy that we like Bruce Hart or something. It'll be Owen's son.
All right. So then we had final match of the night, Michael Elgin versus Sami Callihan, which this is for once again in the number one contender tournament. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but last week I was really looking forward to this match.
Why?
I just thought they were going to have good chemistry.
Okay. I did like this match. I didn't hate it.
It was all right. I mean, Sami Callihan.
I seem like the match is more than you this tonight.
He walks in with a limp because Shamrock, gave him an ankle lock.
Mm-hmm.
But then like there's times where he's selling it, times where he's not. And it's his left ankle. If you watch it, it's like they're like, yeah. Michael Elgin wins with the Elgin bomb, which is like a sit-out power bomb. This match was too long. It was too long. That was the point of Impact that I was just like, the matches all need to be like 5 minutes.
But like I think they have to stretch out this foot. They had a limited crew, mm-hmm. Because a lot of people like Tessa, the North, Cody Diener, all the superstars, they weren't allowed into the country. And then you had some people like Eddie Edwards who just aren't going to come in because of Corona concerns. Mm-hmm. So you have a limited crew. You're doing an injury angle with Ken Shamrock. Rob Van Dam who even knows where that guy is. I think he's also like, I'm not wrestling because of Corona. So I get it. Like they wanted. I heard they have shows until the middle of July. So, you've kind of got to have Michael Elgin and Sami Zayn. Michael Elgin and Sami Callihan go out there and we can have long matches until you get to July.
Possibly, but yeah, their matches are way too long.
But like I know what you're saying, but like that's why I kind of like get why they're doing long matches, because they just got to get through till they have a better idea of the situation. And in July, we should have a better idea of what to do. They can either do more of these, or they can have they can try to film in front of some people.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into any of these matches because, first off, no offense to Impact, but it's just like I just don't really care for a lot of their wrestlers.
Well, they're not giving us any reason to care. And also, yeah, the other thing is, if this doesn't get resolved, they might have to just have Tessa give up the belt.
Yeah,
because
I'm not invested in any of the wrestlers, and then the matches are way too long. So I'm just like watching these going like, so I'm not invested in the guys. The matches are too long, and none of those wrestlers, no offense, they're not putting on great matches either.
No.
So,
no. And and also the other thing is too, Impact looks like the most low budget out of any of these shows at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like such a far cry from the Impact of even like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And none of these guys are that good. Sami Callihan is not that good. I mean, he had a great match with Tessa in January, but he's not. It's hard. It's a hard thing for them to be in.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the best they can. I do think they need to stop trying to turn every. They need to stop trying to have every wrestler become Broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah. It's Impact is like, it's fine if you watch it knowing this is the minor leagues,
Yeah. Hmm.
then it's fine. Don't think of it more than that. And if you don't think it's going to be a better quality, it's not going to be the same quality as AEW or WWE, then you'll be fine with it.
Yeah, I do think that if this didn't happen, I think they'd have a good storyline going on with Elgin and Tessa, but it's just not in the cards right now. So
Hmm. What is she doing?
she's in Mexico. She can't cross the border.
She's in Mexico?
Yeah, she lives in Mexico with her fiance.
I didn't realize she lived in Mexico
She lives in
with
Mexico
Daga.
now, and she
Oh,
can't cross the border. So I mean, they might have to. But even if they take the belt off her, she has the belt over there. So how are they? So
that makes sense.
even whoever wins this
No,
thing, I think that's what.
you could
Well,
always
no, I
mail
think that's
that.
what they're doing the Moose thing.
Yeah.
Bec-
By the way, tell Mexico they can have her.
yeah,
Like,
I
we
think
don't.
that's what they're doing. You know what I bet you they're doing. If this doesn't get resolved and she just can't come across the border, they can have a storyline where like the board of directors has now made Moose the official champion, and then when she's allowed to go to the border, they can merge the belts. They can have like Moose versus her, or if somebody beats Moose for the belt, whoever, you know what I'm saying?
I
So
love what they're doing with this Moose and the belt thing.
yeah, I
And
think that
by the way,
that's their
that
backup plan.
their whole interview is like Josh Matthews going, this is not like a real championship belt, right? And then he goes,
Yeah,
Moose is like, if it's not, then how come the referee held it up last week? And they showed the clip, and he was like,
yeah.
and Josh is like, you make a good point. It's like, this is fucking
Yeah.
great, man. Moose, by the way, I could not stand him in Impact a couple of years ago, but he's really blossomed into like their best act they have right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, cause I think Impact needs to lean into more that they tried to be number two and they failed miserably, and now they're just like this low budget place. I think when they lean into that more and kind of make fun of themselves, they're good. But when
Hmm.
they get completely stupid, it's not as good. I just think they kind of need to treat the place as more like anything goes. That's why women can wrestle for all the belts. And,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into AEW Dark. This was an hour and 30-minute show. It's another super dark. We could not watch the full hour and 30 minutes.
Uh,
We watched an hour of it, and we watched the first 6 matches. So if you watch the first 6 matches, it'll take you to an hour. It is Taz and Excalibur on commentary. Great commentary team. First match is Clutch Adams, I should say. Clutch Adams versus no, I'm sorry. It's Sheeta versus Danny Jordan. That's the first match.
yes, this
Sheeta
was a
versus
good
Danny
match.
Jordan. Danny Jordan's the jobber who has the Mean Girls gimmick. She's in the audience usually, very very short girl. Decent match. Sheeta, by the way, number one women's contender right now. I think she's lost one match, just
Hmm.
one match. Everything else she's won. She's starting to get very comfortable and confident. There was a point where she has Danny on the ropes and she's on the outside, and then she looks right into the camera. Sheeta looks right into the camera and she goes, "Stay home, stay safe. I keep fighting." And it was very adorable. She hits Danny with the Falcon Arrow and she wins. What'd you think?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. The one thing that's weird, I like the match a lot. I like the Danny girl. I think she's got talent. They AEW could have a good women's division if they didn't have that freaking jerk off Nyla Rose as the centerpiece. But that's
Yeah,
besides the point.
Danny I like her. She's all right.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Second match was
Oh wait,
Clutch Adam.
I just want to point out something real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just think it's really fucking weird that the refs have masks on Dark, but not during Dynamite. Like, and I almost feel like on Dynamite they don't want to stress that this is a big deal.
Hmm.
But on Dark, they don't give a fuck because they feel like nobody's going to watch it. So then they let the referees be more careful. My whole thing is that, like, if the referees want to wear masks, like somebody must have said something that they're wearing masks during Dark. But if they're wearing masks on Dark, make them wear them on Dynamite. I am 1,000% convinced there's somebody in the company that's like, no, I want to downplay COVID. If you guys are wearing masks, we can't downplay it.
Well, here's the thing.
So why are they not wearing masks on Dynamite? It's fucking weird.
Not all the refs were wearing masks at Dark either. So in this first match, the referee was wearing a mask.
Mhm.
But then if you watch like the match with like Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc, he's not wearing a mask. If you watch the mask where Luther's match, the ref's not wearing a mask. So I think it's on the referee. I think the referee decides whether or not they want to wear.
By the way, John Oliver on Sunday called out WWE and AEW for having events during this. He called them both out. Now, I remember when John Oliver did his first segment on WWE, calling them out for Saudi Arabia.
I saw that. Yeah.
It was
good segment.
Huge. It was a good segment. It was huge news. Everybody showed it. Dave Meltzer was jerking off over it. All this shit. This segment, he doesn't just shit on WWE. He also shits on AEW. Barely got any coverage. No, Meltzer didn't mention it. No, they didn't really people didn't really talk about it. Like, it was like got a small smidge in the wrestling websites and moved on. It is so weird to me how AEW does like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so weird to me that they don't want to highlight any criticism of AEW. They want to always keep brushing it under the rug.
Yeah, it's a darling right now. It's the darling of the wrestling
world. But like,
right
it's John. Like, you should talk about, like, Dave Meltzer should be really like, wow, he's right. John Oliver was right. Like, he should talk about it more, because if John Oliver just did a segment about WWE, they would just be going on and on about it. Oh, this is bad for Vince. Everyone saw it. Da, 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 da.
I don't understand why Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer is, like, in people's minds put at, like,
because he put himself
at the top of the wrestling journalism thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. They're just
he put himself because his attitude. Yeah. But like, he's not even what he was 5 years ago, because he's so up AEW's butt. Me personally, I don't really care what he I don't
thinks, because it's like, I mean, he's just a dude, you know.
No, I know, but the rest of the fan base does. And, you know, when he pushes AEW's troubles, or when they fuck up under the rug, the rest of the world does it. And look, I'm not saying that WWE isn't wrong, but the fact that, like, he's trying to play this thing where AEW is like some moral company, or like and it's like, it's very disingenuous, and it's weird to me, because his family, Tony Khan's family, is just as they're they're not to the level of Vince yet. But that's only because they've only been this in a few months. Give them time. So,
you know, one of the reasons why I don't really like to listen to what Dave Meltzer has to say is because he's biased, clearly biased, right?
Yeah.
You know who I like is actually the guys who do Voices of Wrestling, because they will shit on anybody pretty much, you know?
Yeah, and you know, then the other thing too is, like, we've realized while doing this is that, you know, I mean, they had a thing. Wrestling Observer put out a video how WWE killed Otis in one night. And I think Otis is doing fine. I think they're doing fine with Otis, but they over-exaggerate their criticisms to get hits.
Of course,
we don't over-exaggerate, which is why we have 5 hits.
If you are gonna give them money for their opinion, then you are a fan of Dave Meltzer. That's all it is.
No one's gonna give Dave Meltzer money for him to be like, yeah, the Owen Hart thing, it is what it is. What can you do? They want to give money, so they had 90 minutes of Dave Meltzer going on about how Vince McMahon is the devil.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
By the way, all the matches on Dark, we didn't, like I said, Ray and I, we didn't watch the full Dark. We watched 6 matches, but all the matches they're competitive matches. None of them are squash matches. And tonight was the first night where I saw it where it might be a mistake, and I'm going to point out why. But second match we have is Clutch Adams versus QT Marshall. Clutch Adams from Woodbridge, New Jersey. It's pretty close to where I am.
Oh, wow.
QT Marshall hits him with a QT cutter, which is basically like the diamond cutter, because, you know, he's part of the Nightmare Collective. Just a mega match. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was fine. I don't like QT Marshall. I was shocked to find that he's 34 years old. Also, they talk about him like he's old as fuck, and he looks old as fuck, but he's only 34. I don't know. I just don't think he belongs on this show. I just don't think
he's younger than us.
Yeah. Yeah. But they talk about him like he's an old man, like a Taz and Excalibur's commentary. I don't think he belongs in this. You know, this is a new company trying to make a name for themselves. I don't know what his character is besides he's the guy that that gives them discounts on rings. I don't know.
Well, there's an episode of AEW Dark where they profile QT Marshall.
Okay, you need to do that on Dynamite.
AEW Dark, they used to do this thing where Cody Rhodes would do these segments called I think it was called like From Undesirable to Undeniables, and he would like have Justin Roberts, and he'll be like, we're going from the low of Justin Roberts to where he is now. And he did one for QT Marshall, and it made sense to do it on Dark. The reason why is because QT Marshall is mainly on Dark.
Okay.
He is only on Dynamite like every once in a while. And
I've seen him twice since we've done this.
Yeah, twice. That's not a lot. It's really not a lot.
That's a lot. We've been doing this for we've been covering that for like 3 weeks. That's a lot. I need to know what his character is. Look, Sergeant Craig Pittman was an awful wrestler. They never had a good match. I know what his character is. I know what he stands for, Sergeant Craig Pittman. I don't know anything about this fucking guy. He looks like he dresses like it's 19.
You don't know anything about this guy. You know that he's part of the Nightmare Collective. That's all you really need to know. He's there to he didn't. First off, those 2 times you've seen him in Dynamite, he didn't wrestle both times.
No, he wrestled. He did. He wrestled both.
No, not on both times.
Yeah, he did.
He had 2 matches on Dynamite. Probably.
Yeah, he wrestles on Dynamite. He does things on Dynamite. Randy Rhodes came to the ring with him. He fought that guy, Jake's guy.
We've only reviewed Dynamite twice.
Well, whatever. I've been watching Dynamite before that. Look, he's on Dynamite way too much for a guy who looks like he's 47. Okay, I'm just saying that there's no reason to have this guy in the company. This is a new company. He doesn't add anything. What does he add? What does he do? You gotta watch
AEW Dark and watch that episode.
But don't put it on Dark. Don't put it on Dynamite. No one gives a.
They explain what he does. The
main thing that people watch of this fucking company is Dynamite. You have to explain it on Dynamite. You have to say.
QT, by the way, wasn't hired to wrestle on AEW at all. He was hired to be like a producer, right?
Okay.
And while he was just producing, they needed somebody to take a pinfall. Like they just needed a jobber. Like we need to build up some guys. We need some people to take some losses, and that's where QT came up.
I don't like him. I don't think he belongs there. Take him off TV. You have guys that need TV time. You have guys, like right now, you should be bringing in Drew Gulak. You got to get the Dark.
To be fair, QT was wrestling on Dynamite during this quarantine when not all their talent was there.
I just don't think this guy. I don't think this guy should ever be on TV. I'm sorry. I don't think he should be on TV.
Well, don't worry, QT. I'm still your fan, and I think he should change his name from QT.
It's a horrible name. It's just everything about him is like old.
No, but this is what I think.
Stupid fucking jacket. I want to punch him in the face.
This is what I think he should do.
I don't know. I'm so angry.
He should change his name from QT Marshall to Cutie Marshall, right? And then just wear a lip, he should have wear pins in his hair and stuff. I think it'd be really good.
You know what annoys me? You know what annoys me about AEW? He's like, we're new, we're young, we're hip, and you have this fucking guy QT Marshall walking out like it's 1984, and he's at the.
I think you have something against people's appearances.
Yes, in wrestling I do. In wrestling, you have to have a certain appearance. I'm sorry. It's not in stand-up. In stand-up, you look like... What happened to Angry Bob? Did he die of COVID? Remember Angry Bob?
I try not to think about that.
Okay. You can look like Angry Bob in stand-up. You can't walk out and look like Angry Bob when you're wrestling Jimmy fucking Havoc. Okay? You got to look a certain way.
Well, I, for one, do not judge people based on their appearance.
I do. But... Wrestling is... Looks are everything in wrestling. Go to the fucking gym, QT Marshall. Okay.
I think there's room for people like The Rock and people like Bastion Booger. I think everybody.
But Bastion Booger dressed appropriately.
Did he really? He dressed appropriately.
Well, when he was in fucking Stampede, go watch his matches with Owen. That's Martha Hart's favorite opponent of Owen's, actually.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Yes, in WWE,
the character of Bastion Booger.
Yes, that we can blame Vince. That's why he didn't get over. If they dressed him like they should have. Earthquake was dressed appropriately. How many times have we brought up Earthquake on this podcast today? 1 million. He's a king.
Well, all right. So I'm going to go to the next match. The next 2 matches, by the way, these are the reasons where I feel like now maybe giving
Mm-hmm.
these inexperienced green guys competitive matches might be a mistake. All right. This is the reason why. Third match, we have Marco Stunt versus Jason Cade, who has been wrestling a few times on Dynamite, and everything's going well. And then all of a sudden, there's a moment where Jason Cade is in the corner. Marco Stunt's in the corner, and he lunges forward, and Jason Cade just fucking hits him with an elbow right on the nose. I think he broke his. Marco just goes down. He just
Yeah, I
goes down.
saw
He
that.
stays
Yeah.
down for a bit. The match continues. Cade is still hitting him pretty hard. He's like, it's 50-50 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He hits a turnbuckle DDT that looked really sick. It was a good looking move. Marco Stunt makes a comeback. He hits a reverse hurricanrana. He hits like a tope and everything. He even does this one point where Marco Stunt's a very small guy, but Jason Cade got up on it's kind of like top turnbuckle, and Marco grabbed him and gave him a crucifix bomb, which looked cool. The match ends when Marco hits a 450 splash on the top rope. As soon as this match is over, by the way, Marco looks out of it. He has a bloody nose. He's just laying in the ring with his eyes glazed. I mean, basically, you could have had an enhancement talent take out one of your contracted talents. What do you think about this match? This was a fun match, by the way. I think it's worth watching.
I agree with you. I think, look, Marco Stunt's getting his ass kicked every week on Dynamite when he does show up. But you're trying to get this guy over. You know, you got Jericho yelling at people that, when people shit him on Twitter, Jericho's like, you're a fucking idiot, this guy rules. Only shit. Okay, so on Dark, which is like, basically your superstars, if Marco Stunt is fighting a jobber, Marco Stunt should win convincingly, so that when Marco Stunt gets in the ring with an MJF or Darby Allin, we have a smidge of hope that he has a chance. The fact that he got a bloody nose from Jason fucking Cade means tomorrow night when he fights MJF, I assume this guy has no shot. You're trying to push this guy as a talent. You're trying to tell us there's something special about him. Then show us. Have him win. And have him win very convincingly.
I don't have a problem with him having competitive matches because...
But not with this guy. Not with Jason Cade. I don't think you should have had it.
No, I mean, because these guys could...
You just said there was a problem, and I agree with you.
No. You got to let me finish. I don't have a problem with them having competitive matches with for the sake of having competitive matches, because they could be building guys up. But I think the problem could be is you're having inexperienced talent go have long matches with your guys that you need them to be on Dynamite. Now, if Marco Stunt got a broken nose because of this, because it looks like he did, now he can't be on Dynamite. So now
he can, because that was 2 weeks ago. This is tomorrow.
What?
They shot this 2 weeks ago. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then they got fucking lucky. Yeah. All right. So I only have a problem with it because I'm like I said, the only problem I see is you could be you could be getting your talent injured for something that shouldn't be happening.
I'll tell you, Kenny Omega can be on Dark having a competitive squash with QT Marshall. That's what a guy like QT Marshall should be used for, not putting over QT Marshall. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Match number, but just by the way, this match from Marco Stunt, it's worth watching. It's very good. And then next match we have is Musa and Lee Johnson versus Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc. By the way, I'm actually enjoying this tag team. It's like you get the fucking you got the grimy looking British guy tagging up with the douchey looking British guy. I liked it. And they have this one great move where they got a guy in the corner, and then Jimmy Havoc sticks his two fingers out like this, and then Kip Sabian hits an enziguri in the back of the guy's head, so his head goes forward, and he gives himself an eye poke, and it's legal because technically Jimmy Havoc didn't poke him in the eyes. The guys accidentally ran into his fingers. I like that move. I think it makes sense. Now, here's another reason why this is having the jobbers have competitiveness, meaning letting them get a lot of offense in, is a problem, because there was a point where Musa hits a back elbow in Kip Sabian's face, and Kip goes down, and he's just clutching his face. what do you call it? Musa gives him a sliding drop kick, and Kip Sabian's no selling it because he's like out. And basically, Jimmy Havoc realizes he has to end this match, hits him with an acid rainmaker and then a fisherman DDT to win the match. Kip Sabian is like, he got fucked in this match too. He was out for like the last 4 minutes of this match. He was not moving. So there could be another guy they possibly just injured because it was enhancement talent. So like you would never see this in WWE where like an enhancement talent like injuring, let's say like The Rock or something like that. And you're like,
No, it wouldn't happen.
fuck. Yeah, this
you wouldn't
wouldn't
have
happen.
the chance to get that moving.
Yeah, because you don't let them have that much offense in it. And I get what they're doing. I think it's very nice that they're trying to get these guys get some offense in so that they could get some kind of like exposure. But you got to be careful because a lot of these guys, some of them might not be experienced enough where they're not experienced and not hurting. The whole point of pro wrestling is you're not supposed to be hurting people. It's supposed to look real, but not be real, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And once you start hurting people, you're not doing the job right, you know? But but I like this match. What'd you think?
It was all right. It didn't really catch my attention. I was just like, at this point, I was like, all right, it's getting ready for Impact. I was like, how long is this fucking show?
Watch the back elbow he takes. Oof.
Okay, I gotta rewatch that
one. All right, match number 5. We got Captain Sean Dean versus Phoenix. Phoenix is. Here's another point where it's like these guys are so inexperienced. Sean Dean does like a no hands like fucking dive over the top rope, and he completely overshots it, and it looked like he landed right on his fucking back and stuff, but his feet like hit the barricade, and he landed hard, but it looked like he just got right back up like it was nothing. But I was like, ooh, you could have fucked yourself up like that. But Phoenix is great in this match. He wins. It's competitive, but Phoenix has most of the offense. He wins with that muscle buster turned into like a Michinoku driver, sit out Michinoku driver. It's a fun match, but Phoenix is great. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was all right. It didn't really catch my attention. This point, you know what? I don't think AEW Dark needs to be this long. I really don't. It's like a little bit too long.
AEW Dark should be no more than an hour.
Yeah, I don't know why this was so long. I thought it was a little bit obnoxious at this point.
It's just like match after match after match. It's like they don't give you a chance to breathe.
That wasn't really.
Match number 6, which is the final match that we saw. It's Luther versus John Cruz. This is the first time I'm getting to see Luther where he gets to be dominant, and I loved it. He looks like Uncle Fester wrestling, and there's a point where he's supposed to be a crazy person. He yells at his own fist, and he screams a lot, but he's got like a high-pitched voice, so his yelling is so weird, and it ends where he hits like a scoop inverted vertical suplex, and then he hits a camel clutch with a face rake. I like that. That's a good finisher. It's basically like the accolade from Rusev, but instead of just grabbing your chin, he's like fucking raking your face. I like that. This was a good way to see. Luther will not be anywhere in the top of the division, but he is like a character. He's very weird. I like that about him. What you think?
I don't like him. I think this is another loser that went nowhere, who's old, who like, why the fuck? If AEW is the future wrestling, why do I have Luthor, who was a failure in like 1996? Now they're pushing him as like some legendary guy. He was an indie guy. He was just a slightly below an indie guy for years, and now we're pushing him. He just look goofy to me. You know who would have been better in this role? Gangrel. Why not hire Gangrel? You get my point.
They should.
Gangrel would be so much better in Luther's role. And I maybe Gangrel isn't the fucking indie cred that this idiot has, but Gangrel is a name. I like Gangrel. I bet you Gangrel can still fucking go. Those are the guys like Godfather and Gangrel should be in this veteran role more so than fucking QT Marshall and the other guy. I just feel like that would be more interesting to watch.
Guys like Luther, QT Marshall, and like Brendan Cutler, they were all like personal hires, meaning like they were friends.
Yeah,
like, they're friends of the guys who run the company.
I think if you can have like a vet around there, I think Gangrel would be a lot better than some of these guys. And at least he's a name and he's kind of fun to fuck around with. You can do a whole thing.
They're friends of the guys who run the company who they want to give them a chance to actually
but it's like
shine.
But it kind of like when
AEW, by the way, they've always presented themselves as like embracing the past. That's why they have guys like
and
Arn
sometimes
Anderson,
it works.
Tully Blanchard, Jake Roberts. They've always embraced the past. They had the thing where they like we honored the legends of Memphis wrestling.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to say like, hey, if you guys are always call yourselves the future, how come we have all these old guys? That's always been embracing the past. That's
great, but I think the focus should be, even on AEW Dark, the focus should be. I don't think Luther should be wrestling. I just don't. I don't think he should be wrestling. I think the focus of this company should be the future. And if you want to have a couple of older guys, that's fine. You can embrace the past, but you don't have a past. You're a new company. You need to get new people over as your guys. And I think of having a 51-year-old guy making stupid faces that we have no connection to. Again, I have a connection to Gang.
I like those faces.
I get you. I have a connection to Gangrel. I have a connection to Sabu. I would have a fucking connection to the Sandman or New Jack if you brought them out. I don't have a connection to this fucking guy. Nobody does. He should throw himself off a fucking building. The end.
All right. Well, there was 30 minutes left of AEW Dark. The next match was Young Guys. It was a private party, but I couldn't watch it. So I'm going to watch it later on. Overall, I would recommend people watch AEW Dark. If you like wrestling.
Tuesday is just a super day of wrestling. I mean, it is really the Super Bowl of wrestling. The amount of wrestling on Tuesdays.
Too much wrestling. It's too much
wrestling. Yeah. We have covered more wrestling on this podcast
than anybody.
Anybody. But I like it. I have fun. When you like something and I hate it, it's funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I love Luther. He's so great. I'm like, that guy should
I'm right, but yes.
No, Luther is hard. Luther's 51. The only thing he's got a future in is fucking collecting food stamps, all right? It's over. Luther, fuck you, buddy. All right, man. Hey, tomorrow I'm back with Ashley. The Gootscast is now a 3-person operation. You, me, and Ashley. Tomorrow, me and Ashley are going to review the Outer Banks. We'll see how that goes. But then we will be back Thursday to recap the Wednesday Night Wars. Are you excited?
Yeah. AEW, Dynamite, and NXT.
Who is going to win? Fuck the ratings. They mean shit. Who's going to win in the court of public opinion with me and Andrew Lee? We'll see. Both shows were awful.